China is amazingly transforming barren deserts into profit. How? Where? And is it really possible? China is excelling in developing the agriculture sector at an incredible rate. The most populous country has a burden to feed a whopping 1.4 million mouths, and so to make it possible, China is converting deserted islands into arable land, and by doing this, China has achieved a target of being the world's largest producer of rice that produces 200 million tons a year. A big thanks to engineers and scientists who have made this possible, and these techniques are no doubt a big shocker for big tickets like America and India. What are other innovative agriculture techniques which will boost the yields? Are other countries also opting for such extraordinary farming techniques? Let's buckle up to jot some fascinating facts about China's developing and modernizing agriculture sector. A massive 350 hectares of North China's Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region is transformed into paddy fields. These gigantic hectares of land are located in Bayanur at the edge of the Ulaanbaatar Desert, which is the 8th largest desert in China. You might be wondering whether it's really possible to have rice fields in deserts, and if it is, then the quantity of water required will be much more than what is usually required, isn't it? Well, cultivating rice is really possible, and is currently happening in the Ulaanbaatar deserts in China. And now talking about the water requirements for growing rice. Surprisingly, fewer quantities of water are required when compared to usual requirements. Usually, 1 hectare of rice cultivation requires 12,800 to 19,200 cubic meters of water, whereas when the same 1 hectare of rice is grown in the desert, only about 4,480 cubic meters of water will be required. So now with these figures, it's easy to analyze that China is amazingly cutting down on resources, but at the same time producing more yield. Around 10 highly modernized seeders are operating in these desert paddy fields continuously, and the results are outstanding. This new technique has helped in increasing the yield, minimizing the costs, and also improving the quality of the rice produced. And the best part about this innovation is farmers are highly benefited from it, as now their net income is $1,500 MU, which is much more than what they used to earn from the traditional technique. Another benefit of growing paddy fields in deserts is rice roots usually reach down to about 50 centimeters into the sand, which eventually helps in preventing desertification. It's not only paddy fields that are cultivated in deserts, however. By carrying this process for a few years, this land is perfectly suitable for producing tomatoes, rice, watermelon, sunflower, garlic, and corn. One exciting cultivation in this greenhouse project was growing white strawberries. Desertification is one of the most challenging issues for China's government, and also the government is spending phenomenally just to prevent further desertification. So the Chinese government should think out of the box and stop this desertification, and at the same time benefit the country. This time, China is on the radar to develop another Great Wall, but this time the difference is that this Great Wall is not of bricks and stones, but it'll be a lush green full of plants and a variety of crop cultivation. This green forest in the desert is one of the biggest projects ever undertaken by the Chinese government. Almost 2,796 miles of the Greenbelt are planned to be built around the Gobi Desert, which is one of the largest problems for the neighboring countries. Another fascinating step taken by China's agriculture sector is towards sea rice. They're researching and trying varied methods to boost sea rice production, which will help boost food security in the region. It's almost 3 decades now since China's farmers are trying to grow rice that can thrive in the tidal flat and sail in the alkaline soil, also known as salt-alkali tolerant rice. It's not only in one area, but this sea rice is tested in 5 varied areas, where there are different types of saline alkaline soil where it is barren and sterile. A special sea rice seeds bank is developed as a part of the project, and this project especially aims at improving food security in China. The next solution to deal with the problem of poverty in China is SciTech Touch in the agriculture sector. This innovative technique in agriculture is brought by some brilliant scientists from Beijing who have boosted crop production to the next levels. With minimum resources and minimum manpower, China can produce maximum harvest with high quality. This new technology is a perfect blend of highly buzzed terms like Internet of Things, blockchain, artificial intelligence, automation, and whatnot. With incredible results, now such a solution is applied to almost 18 such agricultural farms in China. Tech experts monitor the growth of fruits and vegetables through different applications and simultaneously on the big screen as well. The most important role is played by the Internet of Things, which assures high quality and the maximum output of the products. By applying sci-tech touch to the agriculture sector, farmers in these agricultural farms saw a sharp rise in their incomes, which eventually helped in lowering the poverty among the farmers. Apart from eradicating poverty in some of the provinces of China and maximizing the high-quality yields, they've also concentrated on minimizing the use of natural resources and at the same time not compromising on the quality of the output. Keeping that in mind, they started growing varied plants and vegetables using a hydroponic system. One of the modernized farming techniques is hydroponics, which saves gallons of water, and there's no use of fertilizers and pesticides as well. In this method, plant roots are submerged in the nutrient-rich solution in a grow tray. The nutrients are replenished a few times a day with the help of a reservoir below the tray, a water pump, and a timer. Potatoes are highly benefited from this technique, as with just a little water, the plant produces maximum yield, and the exciting part is China will soon gear up to be a major producer of potatoes globally. Mostly this water-saving technology is used in indoor farming. China has very few amounts of arable land, but they also have a burden to feed its population, so they came up with excellent ideas for indoor farming, especially vertical farming, which is successfully practiced in some parts of China, and you can easily spot them in the urban areas and skyscrapers. This innovative method is usually used to grow crops in greenhouse cultivation, and some of the examples of plants that are grown with the help of this method are tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, strawberries, lettuces, and cannabis. Most of them are grown for commercial purposes. Let's take an example and understand why hydroponics is a better solution. Taking into consideration the cultivation of tomatoes, to grow 1 kilogram of tomatoes, an intensive farming technique requires a whopping 400 liters of water. Using hydroponic tomatoes, you require 70 liters of water. And lastly, aeroponics only requires 20 liters of water. So now we have exact numbers which say it all. The next exciting innovation in China's agriculture sector is the increased need for modernized and automated machinery. Some of the modernized equipment which is used by Chinese farmers are also used to gather information on environmental factors, soil fertility, and crop growth when in different stages. This AI-powered equipment can also assist in guiding agricultural field management, and the results are super. These AI materials are the best alternatives for labor-intensive jobs. China has a huge demand for such self-driving agricultural machinery equipment and systems. Also, when looking at the year-to-year figures, one can easily notice almost about 213% growth in demand for such modernized equipment. Innovative agricultural robots are one such piece of equipment that changed the agricultural process by 360 degrees. These helping hands for farmers can handle the tedious and day-to-day tasks in the farmland with ease and utmost efficiency. These agricultural robots are specialized to analyze, contemplate, and can perform various other operations. Engineers have pushed the boundaries, and now these robots are also specialized to engage in some generic tasks like harvesting sensitive fruits and vegetables like lettuce and strawberries. So there are various innovations in the agriculture sector in China, and one of the best ones is developing indoor farms and skyscrapers and growing fruits, vegetables, and seasonings without soil. This has enhanced the productivity in the agriculture sector at crazy levels without compromising the quality of the crops. The major innovation in outdoor farming is done to accelerate rice production and meet the growing demand for rice in China. However, Chinese farmers are also concentrating on exports of high-quality rice to other countries and earn phenomenal profits. So finally, wrapping up by saying what we started with, China is the only country to transform barren lands into arable lands and eventually earn massively. Finally, what are your thoughts on innovative agriculture techniques adopted by China? Do let us know your views in the comments below. That said, if you enjoyed watching how China has developed in the last few years, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such exciting content. See you in the next video.